Welcome to this session on creating a sloped mass. So in this session, we're going to make further modifications to our mass, basically taking that basic mass and changing the design again, but using the script that we've currently set up. So I'm going to unplay the last few transactions that I did up until the point where I had the form hotel. And then we'll make these changes. So those changes will be inserted into the script at this point, and then we can play the addition of the floor plates. So I'm going to add a second coordinate system to the graph. So I'll go up to the node types and select the coordinate system node. And I'm going to rename this as the center CS. I'm going to place this at the center of our arc so that we can identify that center point. So for the technique, I'm going to use by origin and coordinate system. So what that means is I'm going to need an origin point to locate the coordinate system, and then a second coordinate system that defines its x and y directions. So for the origin, I want to use the center of that arc that was created. So again, that's one of the outputs of the arc node. And I can just pin that to the right-hand side of the node, and then I can link that to the origin input. And my coordinate system input by default is already linked to my base CS. So that's fine, and we can see here that we now have a coordinate system which represents the center of that arc. And if I were to make any modifications to that arc, that center would move with them. I'm going to go ahead and rotate the view around here so we can see that. I'm going to go back to the node types, and I'm going to put a second node on the graph, which is a line. So what I want to do here is create a line basically vertically from that coordinate system, and I want it to have the same height as the form hotel. So all I need to do is use the same height variable to define it. So I'm going to rename this to the center line. And we're going to use a technique which is by a start point, a direction, and a length. Because we've got the start point, we can define the direction, and for the length we'll use our height variable. So our start point will be our center coordinate system. And then we want the z direction of that coordinate system. So again, I'm going to pull that down, that output, and pin it to the node. And then link that into the direction input. And I'll take the length input and link that back to my height variable. And now I've got a line that matches the height of the hotel. Now what I want to do is create 2 points along this line which will move up and down along the line, and they're going to be what we call controllers. I'm going to use those points to control a cone that we're going to create, and that cone is actually going to be used to subtract area away from our mass. So the easiest way to do this is to actually again use my point tool here, and I'm going to hold down the control key while I place that in the model. If you remember, when we placed points before, they automatically were placed on the XY plane. But this time I want them to place along that line. So I'm going to hold the control key, and I'm just going to come over and put my cursor over that line. You zoom in, and you can see here now that point gets attached to that line, and I'm going to do a second one. And then we'll right click and reset. And this has a different type of handle. It's just that circular handle, and that is because that particular point is restrained to the line. I can only move it up and down along the line. If I select the move tool, you can see I can only move that up and down along the line. And the last thing I'm going to do now is create a solid cone using those 2 points. So go back to the node types, and I'm going to use this solid node as opposed to the cone node. This just has some different options or techniques. And I'm going to take that and drag and drop it onto the graph, and I'm going to rename this as the solid cone. Now this is actually going to be a construction. It's not something we're going to want to visibly see in our model because we're using it to subtract from the solid. But for the technique, I'm going to just select the technique, which is cone. So this is creating a solid, which is a cone. And basically it needs a start point, an end point, and then a start radius and an end radius. So these are the 2 points, point 4 and 5, that we placed. I'm going to slide these over here, remembering to try and keep my graph neat. But I can also select those by simply selecting them from the model. So if I open up that start point field and put my cursor in the field, I can then go up into the model and just select that point and it will fill in. I could do the same for the end point. Come up here and select that point. Now for the start radius and the end radius, I actually want to use basically the radius of my arc here so that it starts the full width of the hotel, and then by the time it gets to the top, it's at the midpoint. It's half the width of the hotel. So I'm going to use a little bit of a formula to do that. Note that our arc is at the outer edge, so the radius that we want to define this inside edge would be the radius of that arc minus the width of the hotel. So I'm going to start with the start radius. I'll open up the script editor, and I'm going to write this as an expression, as an algebraic expression. Notice as I type, it pops down a list of available inputs, and I can just double click on the arc base there. Now I want the radius of that arc base, so that's one of those output properties. So to access those output properties, I can type in a period or a dot. That's what we call the dot operator. And then I'm just going to start typing in it, and we'll see the radius come up. So I'm taking the arc base radius, and then I'm going to subtract my variable for width. Again, I just start typing, and it's there. And that's the equation for the first one. And we'll say apply. And then I'm going to open up the end radius. And it's almost the same. We're going to put in the arc base radius, and we're going to subtract the width. But we want to divide that width by 2, so we can put in the divide expression and 2. So when you write expressions like this, they follow the typical mathematical expressions. So it's going to multiply and divide first and then add and subtract. So the way we've written it is just fine. If you want to be more clear, you could always add the parentheses. So it'll do the operations on what's in parentheses first. And we're going to select apply. And you can see how that creates a cone on our model there. And I'm going to go ahead and record my transactions at this point. So now we're going to make a change here to this form hotel, and we're going to use that solid cone as a shape that we're going to connect the top to. So I'm going to come over to my form hotel, and I'm going to change the fixed height for the top input to connect shapes. So then I need a form or shape to connect to, and I'm going to link that to the solid cone. And you can see that that's going to kind of subtract away that area from our form. But I don't want to see this cone in the model. So I'm going to right click on that node, and I'm going to turn on an option here which is construction. That will make it orange, and then I have another option which is to turn off constructions visible. So that makes it so that I don't see it. And now we can see how it's cut away that form. We've got a little bit here at the base, and then it's basically sloping up to the half point where it finishes. And if I were to use my move command, I can grab those points and move them along that line to change. So for instance, if I want to come up a little higher at the base before I start sloping, I could move that point. Or if I want the entire side to slope, I can move this point all the way to the top of the line. So I'll come over to the transactions and record that last transaction. And then if I play the remaining transactions to generate the floor plates, it's going to create those floor planes again and generate the shapes cutting through here. And in this case, each of those floor plates would be a different size. So let's go ahead and play. So we now have a model that we can manipulate in a number of ways. We can go to our control panel and modify variables. So we can control the overall height of the form, we can control the basic width of the form, and we can control floor-to-floor heights. But we can also modify the initial points that create the arc. I could use the move command to move the points that define the arc, one of these 3 points, or to move the points that are defining the slope of the cone, which is of course then defining the slope on the side of the hotel. So I could create a number of different what-if scenarios on this particular massing.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.